Okay, so my memory for September 24th, day 80, is my You're Double D memory, which is one of the things that, my crew and I always did at the various conventions where we would go in character to various charity events. Not like known characters, just characters that we would create. Um, there'll probably be a few of these peppered throughout the year. Um, yeah, but we went to, off the top of my head, I can think of gangsters, traveling circus,
Yes.
drunk businessmen, luchadors. There's a number of them, and this one was when we. It was basically gangsters, but this specific memory actually took a year to. It actually encompasses two separate events. At the one convention, the earlier convention that the story begins at, we had gone as gangsters, and um, I had gone as Don Domiglio was the name of my character. He's Don Domiglio, and had a you know talk like this all the time, and TK had gone as well, and he had just completely dressed up as a woman and was my escort for the evening. Um, and so it was, uh, you know, Don Domiglio. Yeah, he's calling me Double D, and TK were like, Double D, and years later, like several years later, we wound up from that night, ending up in a commemorative issue of the 20th year anniversary edition of that particular convention. Um, that had a specific picture of us and then a little story about the uh, the encounters we had had throughout that evening, and that was cool. It was a good quarter of a page of the commemorative issue, and but the story that happened the following year, after the year that we went as the gangsters, was one of the days the following year. This kid, probably no more than 12 or 13 years old, we're going into the convention. We've already, it's maybe the second day, but they always have like these different tables set out for free, stuff you can grab, posters or pins or magnets or whatever. So we're looking over the table over there, and this kid comes up to me and he says, "Hey, hey, you're Double D, aren't you?" Now at this point, I and TK, who was right next to me, had totally forgotten the name of my character from the previous year, Don DeMiglio and Double D. Totally forgotten it. Now this is again like the second day of the convention, so we'd already been drinking for a day or two. And so the kid comes up to me and goes, "Hey, you're Double D, aren't you?" And I go, "Am I?"
I said, yes, you are.
And K-Rock remembered that I was, but that's irrelevant to this story. And Carol's like, "Yeah, you are." And I was like, "Am I?" And he says, "Yeah, you're Double D." And T's next to me, and he's like shrugging, and I go, "Yeah, I don't think I am." And the kid looks thoughtful for a minute, and he's like, "Wait, you were with a transvestite?" And as soon as he says, "You were with a transvestite," my immediate and honest response is, "Oh yeah, that's me. I'm Double D." And TK goes, "And I'm the transvestite." Just like that, like, "Oh yeah, now I know who you are." But I just love the fact that my natural reaction in that moment to someone saying, "You were with a transvestite," was just, "Oh yeah, that's me. That's me. I am Double D." So that is my story from September 24th.